welcome back to Two Wheel Trends, the home of honest, in-depth reviews for everything on two wheels. Today, we're diving into something that's turning heads across the scooter and motorcycle world alike, the 2025 Royal Enfield Scram 440 scooter. Yes, you heard that right. A scooter from Royal Enfield that combines retro charm with urban practicality and a bit of off-road attitude. If you thought the word Scram was just shorthand for scrambler, well, this model proves it can be much more. Let's start with the very first thing you notice, the way it looks. At first glance, it's unmistakably Royal Enfield. The design language borrows heavily from the Scram 411 and the Meteor lineage, but gives it all a lower slung, scooter-based twist. From the front, that rugged headlamp setup, round, classic, and full of presence, is nested within a bold housing that blends urban edge with rugged appeal. The metal fender arching just over the thick 14-inch front wheel gives a sense of sturdiness. Add in a tiny visor just above the headlight, functional more in style than utility, and you get a front fascia that demands a double take. The handlebar is wide, tall, and surprisingly upright, helping you get that full command of the road, whether you're dodging potholes in the city or taking an impromptu shortcut down a dusty lane. Moving towards the back, the design continues the fusion of form and function. There's a real sense of balance here, not too bulky like some maxi-scooters, and definitely not slim like your typical city runabouts. It's got some mass, but it wears it well. The seat is broad, well cushioned, and sculpted for comfort over long rides. The tail section is short and clean, with a neat grab rail that doubles as a mini luggage rack. Below that, you'll find the classic Royal Enfield round tail lamp, encased in a rugged housing. There's also a splash guard extending over the rear wheel, giving it a bit of that scrambler toughness. It's a scooter, yes, but with the soul of a roadster. Now, let's talk about what's under that body. This is where things really get interesting. Powering the 2025 Scram 440 scooter is a 440cc single-cylinder, air and oil-cooled engine that's been adapted from the upcoming shotgun platform but tuned for smoother, more linear power delivery. It's a long-stroke motor, typical of Royal Enfield, which means torque arrives early and stays strong across the rev band. This isn't your average twist-and-go scooter. This is a machine with a bit of growl. You get around 34 horsepower and about 38 Nm of torquey, figures that might not seem outrageous on paper, but translate to a torquey, effortless ride in real-world conditions. The engine is paired with a CVT automatic transmission, a first for a Royal Enfield of this displacement, and it's surprisingly refined. There's none of the rubber band feeling that you get with some cheaper scooters. Instead, there's a smooth, confident transfer of power that makes city commutes feel relaxed, and highway overtakes possible without breaking a sweat. There's even a subtle engine note that feels more like a motorcycle than a scooter. That signature Royal Enfield thump has been toned down, yes, but it's still there if you're listening closely, especially under load. Performance-wise, the Scram 440 scooter feels solid. It's no sport bike, of course, but it's got legs. Cruising at 90 km/h is effortless, and it can stretch to 120 if you push it, although the sweet spot is definitely around the 70–90 km/h range. That's where it feels happiest, unbothered, smooth, and stable. In the city, it's agile enough to cut through traffic, thanks to the 14-inch wheels and a wheelbase that's long enough for stability but short enough for maneuverability. The suspension setup features telescopic forks up front and twin shock absorbers at the rear, both tuned for comfort but capable of handling bad roads without much fuss. Braking duties are handled by disc brakes at both ends, with dual-channel ABS as standard. The bite is progressive and predictable, exactly what you need for a scooter that tips the scales at just over 160 kilos. It's heavier than your typical 125 or 150cc scooter, yes, but that weight adds to its planted feel. Fuel economy, you're looking at around 30–35 km per liter depending on your riding style, which is respectable for a scooter with this much displacement. Now, let's talk about the features, because Royal Enfield has clearly been paying attention to the demands of modern riders. The Scram 440 comes equipped with a digital-analog hybrid cluster A with a round, classic speedo on top and a digital screen beneath it that shows your fuel level, trip meters, gear position, and even turn-by-turn navigation via smartphone connectivity. There's a USB charging port, keyless ignition, and even riding modes. Yes, riding modes on a scooter that adjust throttle sensitivity and ABS intrusion for either city or touring scenarios. Storage space isn't massive, but there's enough under the seat to hold a half-face helmet and a few essentials. Royal Enfield also offers optional hard panniers and a top box, which make this scooter even more adventure-ready. And that's what's most intriguing about the Scram 440. It's not just a city scooter, and it's not just a retro poser. It's a hybrid of world's illegitimate commuter that doesn't shy away from weekend escapes. Price-wise, the 2025 Royal Enfield Scram 440 scooter starts at around a superscript 12.79 lakh ex-showroom in India, and hovers near the $4,500 mark in international markets. That places it squarely between premium 300cc scooters like the Yamaha's Max and entry-level mid-size motorcycles. It's a bold move, but one that makes sense when you realize what this scooter is trying to be. It's not here to compete with lightweight 110cc runabouts. It's here to offer a new kind of riding experience, one that blends rugged Royal Enfield DNA with the ease and efficiency of a twist-and-go scooter. And in that mission, it succeeds. So, who is this scooter really for? It's for the urban rider who wants something with real personality. It's for the Royal Enfield loyalist who wants a daily ride without shifting gears. And it's for the two-wheeler explorer who sees a scooter not just as a city tool, but as a ticket to wherever the road leads. This isn't just another scooter in the crowded segment. This is a reinvention. And there you have it, at the 2025 Royal Enfield Scram 440 scooter. A bold new chapter in Royal Enfield's storied legacy. A machine that looks like a scrambler, rides like a cruiser, and behaves like a scooter. Is it perfect? Not quite. But is it unique, functional, and packed with character? Absolutely. If you enjoyed this deep dive into the Scram 440 and want more honest, detailed reviews of the latest two-wheeled machines, don't forget to like this video, subscribe to Two Wheel Trends, and hit that bell icon so you never miss an update. Got questions or want to see a comparison between this and its closest rivals? Drop a comment below and let's get the conversation going. Until next time, ride safe, ride far, and keep your wheels turning.